Alright, so The Squeeze, sort of straight to video. Apparently released in the US last year in June on DVDs. I looked up on Amazon.com, but now available to rent. It's okay. I mean, you know, it's not the greatest film, but I don't think it was supposed to be in the first place. Um, the sort of leading guy, it looks a little bit like Armie Hammer, which kind of confused me at first, as if it was some kind of movie that kind of been shelved for several years and then finally got a release eventually now. And there's the guy in it who plays Riverboat, who's kind of an actor from like the 90s who's kind of washed up, I think, and hasn't really done anything for 20 years. He's the best thing in the film in terms of acting range. The other actors in it quite good. Then there's kind of an actor in it who's kind of like his rival, who kind of like reminds you of some like sort of character out of a Martin Scorsese sort of Casino-esque kind of movie, and he's not quite as good as the washed up actor from 20 years ago, but he's, still good, and he sort of plays that sort of the evil sort of undertones, because there's like a rival, and then there's guy like Riverboat who's obviously trying to say, oh, he's got all these good things to give this young boy from Texas and stuff like that. And then there's sort of like a counter sort of thing where one's saying, well, if you don't do this, then this thing happens, and then the other one says, well, yeah, but then I'll do this to you, and and he's got sort of like a to go make a decision and stuff like that. And all that's quite interesting. It's just the problem I think with the film is just that it's just mediocre. I mean, it's watchable definitely, but I don't think it's that kind of movie you'll be going back to several times and going, "Oh, that was amazing! That blew my mind." It's just adequate. I mean, I think it's well shot, well filmed, quite well acted for the most part, and obviously then you got the washed up actor from 20 years ago who plays Riverboat. He's really good in the movie, and then the other guy plays his rival. They're like the two highlights watching in the movie. Um, I like this sort of. I like other little things about it, like well, more than the actual film itself. Like I like the through line of there's a story about the little girl in his family, and then there's apparently a story, but maybe I shouldn't spoil it. But then there's some backstory about that that's good, and there's a lot of sort of stuff like that that makes the film sort of go up a bit from what it is. So overall, I think it's okay. I think it's watchable. I probably would watch it again, but it's the kind of film that it is kind of predictable because there are some story things that happen you kind of expect to happen, and there is sort of a little bit of the way they've done the editing that you see something at the beginning that's actually something closer to the end of the movie. So like, oh, I've seen this already, but they're just trying to throw in some sort of cool editing because the movie's editing is quite simple. There's nothing really like mind blowing. Um, like Tarantino or like Martin Scorsese, to reference a few, because obviously this casino kind of thing, because it's obviously the little bit at the end set in Las Vegas, obviously nowhere near to the caliber of Casino at all, because that movie was knockout brilliant. This isn't knockout brilliant. It's okay. I think I enjoyed it. I mean, there are things that are quite good about it. There are things that aren't so great about it. I don't think the pacing's a problem. I mean, the pacing's good. So on most things it's hit, but on quite a few things it hasn't hit quite so well. But still, having said that, I think it's an enjoyable watch. I mean, you could watch it, and pass a good 90 minutes and say, that wasn't too bad.